Do you know what I like to do on a Monday? I like to look at some golf cards. Wearing my hat in honor of the player I'm about to show. One of the greatest players of all time. Never turned professional. Stayed an amateur his whole career. And that is none other than Bobby Jones. And Bobby Jones was larger than life. He was a household name back in the day. He made all kind of little short little movies and little features that they would show, and they were fantastic. He would gather people up and show them how to play golf. And he had one of the prettiest swings in the history of golf. He had a very fluid, slow, a lot of body action golf swing. And that was for the hickory shafts of the day because they were extra whippy. If he had a swing like the guys today, that club would probably go flying out of his hands, and who knows where the ball would go. Those old hickory shafts are very, very whippy. But just a beautiful, beautiful swing. So I got a special card of him today, and I thought I would start and show you the other cards that I have of him. One is a 1935 Sporting Events and Stars. And in the early days of eBay, and back in the early 2000s, because Tiger Woods had made golf so popular, I got back into collecting after a stint off, and I was really into golf. And I didn't realize the history of golf cards that they had. And so golf cards became very popular. Upper Deck started making them again. Well, for the first time, rather. Upper Deck started making them. And Beckett made a golf collector's magazine. So I subscribed to that. And, you know, in the early days of eBay, some people didn't have scanners or digital cameras, and some people would list things without pictures. And this next card I'm going to show you, I bought sight unseen. I had some interaction with a seller, and he explained it to me, and you know, gave me a comfort level. And I bought this card sight unseen because you just couldn't find a lot of Bobby Jones cards back then. And when I got the card, I actually thought it was a fake. I thought it was a reprint because it was so sharp and so shiny. And so when I sent in my first cards ever for grading, I sent them to SGC, and I sent this one in with it. Not because I wanted to get it graded, because I was curious to know. I had never really seen golf cards before, so I didn't have that experience, and I wanted to know if it might be a reprint because it was so sharp and so shiny. And I didn't realize at the time that these cards are like that. They have a lot of shine to them, which is amazing for how old they are. So this is from 1927, and this is the J. Milhoff and Company, and it came back as 7.5. And of course, I had it relabeled later on. That's why it has a newer label. I had it reholdered. A lot of those old SGC labels would get little faded over time, little dingy. I had that happen on a lot of the original ones, but it's a beautiful card. And I'll put a link to this in the description if you want to check it out. I was hanging out in New York City. I have a relative that has a place, had a place in Midtown. And so while I was flying up, I was on Facebook asking anybody if they knew about any card shops in Manhattan that I might go check out. And somebody responded, and somebody from a store jumped on there and said, come see us, you know, and told me where he was. So I walked. It was, I can't remember. It was something like 14 blocks or something. It wasn't too far from where I was staying. So I took a stroll up to Brigandy's Coins and Collectibles. And when I went in, he asked to do a video feed after I bought some cards from him. And he posted it on YouTube. So I'm going to put a link. And this is one of the cards I got. And it is a Bobby Jones, what's considered his rookie card. And this is from 1926. The Who's Who in Sport. And it's a beautiful example of the card. And this has the same pose as the card I'm about to show you. And he's wearing his hat. And it's a beautiful, beautiful card. Really glad to get this. It's from 1927. Famous golfers. And this is the large version. If you put them side by side, same image. What a beautiful, beautiful card of the great Bobby Jones. Of course, they put the stickers all over so you can't see much. But I'll replace that. So really, really happy to get that. So now I have 4 Bobby Jones cards. And I have a pretty substantial golf card collection. From back in the day, I was just so into golf. I used to golf like 5 times a week. I grew up in the town where Rocco Mediate grew up. Graduated with his sister. And his other sister was a year ahead of me. And I used to golf. There was a golf club in my town. Formed by the Italians because we weren't allowed in regular country clubs. And his father and his uncle, I used to play golf with them and hang out with them in the clubhouse. And one time, Rocco was in a playoff, and it was really cool. It was really cool to sit there and watch that playoff game with his father and his uncle, and the whole club just cheering for him. So brings back some memories. Back in the early 2000s, I moved out of the Pittsburgh area shortly after that. So that's what I have for you. Thanks for watching.